Nature is a precious gift to humanity. Like a compassionate mother, nature nurtures us, protects us, and sustains us. She gives us food, water, air, land, and many natural resources, which we often take for granted. Nature is also a supreme teacher. She teaches us love, patience, forbearance, and sacrifice, among many other values. And to understand and reflect upon our spiritual connection with the environment, about 1,200 delegates from 70 countries around the world came together on the 25th and 26th of July 2018 to attend the first ever Go Green conference in Prashanthi Nilayam, India, which was hosted by the Sátυα Σάι International Organization. The conference highlighted Sátυα Sái Baba's teachings on the unity of God, nature, and man. The Bible, the Vedas, and other scriptural texts all proclaim that God created the universe. Our magnificent earth is what we call nature. And Sátυα Sái Baba says nature is the vesture of God because it represents the aspect of the divine that we can see in the material world.
Swami says nature is a gift to humanity from God. Actually, nature is a vesture of God. And Swami went on to say nature is a manifestation of God. Ultimately, he says nature and God are one.
We have a responsibility to revere, appreciate, and learn from nature. However, our actions as a collective show no awareness of the sacred relationship between God, nature, and man. To feed and house our increasing global population, we're choosing to cut down more and more forests, which in turn has led to the devastation of ecosystems and natural habitats for many species of animals and plants. We're using dirty forms of energy, burning coal, oil, and natural gas for power and heat, which is a massive contributor to air pollution and climate change. Poor waste management and excessive mining of resources is also leaving large land masses unusable and contributing to water pollution.
We have polluted our rivers so badly that even our mother Ganga, from the origin to the end, has become so polluted. It's a shame on us that we, on the one hand, we worship the river and we say she's our mother, and on the other hand, we pollute it. We throw everything. So there is a difference in preaching and practice.
The pollution we create does not only harm the environment, but affects our health also. Just as one example, airborne pollutants are responsible for about 1/3 of all deaths from stroke, chronic respiratory disease, and lung cancer.
Of all the challenges we are faced with, the most serious one is without doubt climate change. But what is it exactly? What is global warming? There is no simple or short way to describe it, but in a few words, it's unpredictable weather, extreme heat, less rain, melting ice from the glaciers, leading to dramatic consequences for our food production and our water reservoirs. We are seeing heavier monsoons, more frequent tsunamis around the world. Polluted air is affecting our health. There is sea level rise and increased acidity, which is already affecting the ocean ecosystems.
While these issues may seem far away, perhaps disconnected from our lives and our actions, what each of us buys, consumes, throws, the way in which we relate to the environment has a direct impact on our planet. For generations, spiritual teachers, faiths, indigenous cultures have been encouraging and reminding us to treat our environment with love and compassion. From the Buddha to Pope Francis to the Dalai Lama, spiritual teachers remind us that we are connected with all creation.
Nature gives unconditionally, but man cannot take unconditionally. On the contrary, God made us stewards of nature.
The external pollution we see is just a reflection of our inner pollution. We have to get out of the mindset that the problem is out there and the solution is out there in some technology, some government, and some business, and realize the problem is in here and the solution starts with us.
We need to realize that everything we do has an impact on the environment, and because there are so many of us, it's a cumulative impact. Each of us therefore needs to reassess our thoughts, our desires, our habits, and the things we accept as just normal in the light of Sátya Sái Baba's teachings on God, nature, and man.
There are two specific teachings Sátya Sái Baba has given us that can help us in our daily lives. Firstly, Sátya Sái Baba encourages us to practice universal human values in our relationship with nature, primarily by manifesting love for all creation and the Creator.
Baba embodied the 5 human values in his life: truth, right conduct, peace, love, and non-violence. Those same human values, he said, are inherent in each and every one of us, but mankind has neglected them. Without the basis of these human values, mankind's actions and attitudes have descended into the selfishness which is causing the environmental degradation and destruction we see in the world today. The antidote to this selfishness is love, because love is selflessness.
Man is part of society. Society is part of nature, and nature is part of God. And the underlying kingpin that holds the whole thing together is love. If you think with your head, you'll think money. You'll see rupee signs, dollar signs. Think with your heart, then you'll think love.
Love and selflessness make it easier to practice the second teaching that Sátya Sái Baba has given us, placing a ceiling on our desires. This is about placing a limit on how much we consume, choosing to consume responsibly, and being careful not to waste water, energy, food, or any resource that we have been given. Putting a limit on our own desires not only leads to a healthier planet, but also a simpler, happier, and healthier life.
So let's start with a question asking ourselves, is my action or inaction in any way benefiting or harming the environment? And if I don't know the answer to that question, do research, ask around. And I think by doing that, we'll become more sensitive and we'll also gain the knowledge we need to effect behavioral change that will result in us creating an environment that is better not just for us, but for generations to come.
The Sátya Sái International Organization is committed to promoting environmental harmony.
The Sái organization's environmental vision is for us to realize our interconnectedness and interdependence with nature, to live in harmony with nature, using her resources sparingly, using them with reverence and gratitude.
The SSIO is active in over 120 countries. Over the years, the organization has engaged in numerous initiatives to protect the planet. These include a young adult-led initiative called Serve the Planet, education programs for children and adults alike. We have engaged in e-waste collection and initiated a worldwide mobile phone recycling program. We have organized public outreach projects to raise environmental awareness. Members of the organization have planted trees for reforestation, started organic vegetable gardens, and cleaned up forests, parks, riverbeds, and beaches. These initiatives have been undertaken in Australia, Argentina, Azerbaijan, Bahrain, Germany, Ghana, Nepal, Poland, Russia, South Africa, Fiji, and the USA, just to name a few. The organization has also undertaken various solar projects. In fact, a recent project launched in India is the largest solar project in the entire country by a public charitable trust. These programs seek not only to reduce the organization's own ecological footprint, but also to inspire others to consume less and conserve resources.
Now, if each one of us can deepen our love and respect for nature, live a more environmentally conscious and sustainable life, and choose to lead by example by taking action in our homes, our workplaces, and our communities, there is no doubt that our cumulative efforts can restore balance in nature and enable us to live in harmony with our planet. The Earth is our precious home. It is our Mother Earth, and it is time that we restore her to her majestic best.